Envoy on Monday urged United Nations Security Council to adopt an amicable approach to sanctions while raising the issues of sanctions imposed on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and unilateral sanctions. Speaking during the Security Council debate on issues relating to sanctions and humanitarian matters, Zhang Jun, China's permanent representative to the UN, reiterates his country's consistent position on the obligation to implement in good faith the sanctions authorized by the Council while taking a prudent and responsible approach. Here's the details.
In his deliberation, Mr. Zhang Jun indicated that for over 20 years, there has been a trend of expansion of the Council's sanction regime, whose advanced humanitarian and livelihood-related impact cannot be brushed aside. Mr. Zhang said this has increasingly caused disruption to the normalcy of economy and social activities of the general public and third countries. China's permanent representative to the United Nations says it is necessary to consider in all seriousness how to take steps to improve the design and implementation of the Council sanctions to minimize their adverse impacts. The Chinese diplomat observed that sanctions are meant to create enabling conditions for a political solution, and the Council should give precedence to non-compulsory measures such as good offices, mediation and negotiation.
The Security Council should closely monitor and comprehensively assess the humanitarian, economic and social impact of sanctions. Transparent, standardized and actionable exemption provisions should be established.
Commenting about the sanctions imposed on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Zhang said the resolution 2397 has brought about serious humanitarian consequences since its adoption.
There was a serious shortage of food and conditions for medical care leave much to be desired. The experts of 1718 Committee have reported on these issues in many occasions.
Ambassador Zhang said that China and Russia co-sponsored a draft resolution on the DPRK in Security Council last October aimed at eliminating the humanitarian and livelihood impact of sanctions and create enabling conditions for resuming dialogue and consultations and supporting political solution. Mr. Zhang further opined that unilateral sanctions have even further affected the payment of UN assets contributions and the participation of targeted countries in the work of the United Nations. Accordingly, China has solemnly urged the countries concerned to immediately cease and desist from unilateral sanctions in a bid to stem the severe consequences of unilateral sanctions. Regrettably, despite China urging members not to evade the issue and to participate in the consultation to the draft resolution in a responsible and positive manner, Ambassador Zhang said a scant few Council members choose to refuse to discuss this draft resolution. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.